Hello and welcome back to Neverland. I'm going to finish the build for the Neverland portion of this toy box today. And the first thing I want to do is build Skull Rock. Here's a picture of this location from the Peter Pan movie. It's a small island that's shaped like a skull. It's a rocky formation with no trees or plant growth. There's a cave inside where Peter and Wendy find Captain Hook after he kidnaps the Indian chief's daughter, Tiger Lily. Hook's map shows that Skull Rock is located on the backside of the island, but this was pretty far away from Mermaid Lagoon, and when I watched the movie, it seems like Skull Rock is a lot closer to Mermaid Lagoon than that. Also, I'm trying to make the toy box as compact as possible to save memory, and so I chose to place Skull Rock in the location shown by this map from the Disney Solitaire game. This map shows the face of Skull Rock looking directly at the island, but if I build it with this orientation, the face of Skull Rock is going to be obscured by shadows, and it's going to be very difficult to see because the light source from the Neverland Sky Dome comes from the right. So I chose to orient Skull Rock differently in my toy box so that you can see it better, and I think that still works. So as we get started, and we come on over here, I have placed a couple of items out here ahead of time, just to save a little bit of time, and let me show you where those are from. This one is from the decorations drawer. It's part of the Brave Forest Siege game. It's the Dunbrock Rock. And this one is from Building Sets Group 4. It's part of the Pirate set. It's the Doc's Tall Lamp. And I'm going to begin down in the terrain drawer with this Stalactites Cave piece. And I'm going to orient it this way. And I'm going to place it about like that. The exact placement isn't really important, but this is a good spot for it. And we're going to set the theme on this. If we open up the styling menu, we're going to use the Buried Treasures theme. I'm going to set that to be my theme. I think this most closely resembles the barren rock in the Pirates in the Peter Pan movie. Alright, from there we're going to go to the left, and we're going to build our island around this. And we're going to start with this overhanging ledge. We're going to place this up here like this. Another one over there. That kind of forms in the mouth of the skull. And let me pull up my screen grab here. Okay. And I'm going to come back down and pick this piece of terrain up here and put it back, which gets us back over to that part of the drawer. And I want to grab this little terrain cube. We're going to place this right over here like this and put two of them up like that. And then I'm going to place two more like that on either side. And we'll put this tall one in here on top of that. That leaves a little opening there on the sides as a way to get into this area here on the top of this. And then we'll grab this piece and we're going to center this right over the top like that. And then we're going to grab this piece over here. I'm going to pick that up and put it back. And we'll use this for the top of the skull on either side. Like that. Okay. Now, let's grab this again. We're going to come over to the right and grab this little triangle prism. We're going to put that on either side because the skull needs to be a little bit more rounded than that. And then we'll grab this piece and we'll do that. And do the same thing on the other side. Alright, so there's kind of the shape of the thing starting to take shape. Alright, let's grab another piece from over here. We'll use this one. And we're going to reuse that on this side. Spin this around. And I want to place this about like that. Place another one right there on this side. And I could do the same thing over here, but let's make this look a little bit different. So we'll use this piece on this side. And we're going to bring this back like that. And then we'll put this piece over here, right up next to it like that. I just like the way that looks. So it's not identical on either side. And while we're right here, we'll put this large cliff ledge up on the top, like that. And we're going to do the smaller one over on this side. Like that. Okay. And now, so the rest of that doesn't look quite so flat around the sides, we're going to come back over here and pick this piece up, which gets us back to that part of the terrain drawer. I'm going to put this on the back side of the island, with this on either side. This little cliff piece will sit right in here. Another one right over here. And this narrow ledge right there. So that helps it look pretty good all the way around. Has a nice rocky look to it that I like. And then the top is kind of flat. And so what I want to do with that, let me pull up my screenshot here to make sure I get this in the right spot. All right. So what I want to do for that, we're going to come over here. And I think this will get us close. We'll pick that up and put it down. We're going to use this step cliff. That's going to put kind of a nice rounded edge on the top of this. And we're going to be able to do this without using up too much memory, which is going to be really helpful. All right, so we're going to place this over here, and I'd like to place this about here, but that little piece there is preventing that. So we're going to slide this back. We want to orient it like that. We'll flip that around like so. Okay. And then we'll grab this little piece. And, sorry for the delay. I was getting my screen grabbed there. We're going to put this up as close as we can get over here. Looks like that's about the best we can do there. And then we'll put another piece over here as close as we can get to that. That just adds a few more little rocks around that, which is good. We'll pick up our little lamp post here. bring this around over here on the side. If I can find my screen grab, there it is. Alright, so I'm going to place this, oh, that was it right there. And we'll put this little Pirate Docks rowboat right on side of that. So it looks like there's a ship that's come over here. And while we're at it, I want to put another one of those down over here by the rope bridge. And I suppose the placement of this doesn't really matter, but I want to get this the same as I had it before. Which means I got to find that screenshot. Here it is. Okay, so I put it on this corner because I know a lot of you like to duplicate what I've got here. So that's how we're going to place it. Okay, and there is Skull Rock. And you can see now why I wanted to put the face over on this side, because the direction the light source is coming from is this way. If I put the face over here, you can see this side of the island's pretty dark. Alright, that looks pretty good. And it didn't use up too much memory. Alright, now for the mountain in the middle of the island. That's the next thing I want to build. And this is the last major feature of the island that we need to build. Once again, here is a picture of Neverland from the Peter Pan movie. The mountain is pretty tall, and it towers high over the island. It has steep sides and multiple peaks on top. It's also covered with plant growth, which is difficult to do in the toy box and actually make it look good. So I decided to just use the Neverland theme and leave the mountains with a rocky appearance. And I think that looks better than some alternatives that I've seen. So the mountain's going to sit right here on top of this really big block. And let me find my screen grab for this. I have so many of these. It's tough to find exactly what I'm looking for. Here we go. Alright, so let's start by picking up this piece over here. And actually, before we even do that, let's set our terrain theme. And we need to use the Neverland theme. I'll set that to be my theme. And we'll wait for that to update. There we go. Then we'll pick that up, put it down, and the piece we want's right next to it. That's what's going to sit up here. And I want to set this, let's see, right on the terrain seam here, like that on the right. And right about like that, actually. And then this piece is going to sit right in here, like this. And let me just double check. Actually, can I bring that up? Yeah, that's where we want to put it. So this edge of the terrain piece lines up with this edge of that piece. And this, when you put it in here, needs to line up with this edge. Right? So that's what I'm doing there. And then we're going to pick this piece up, put it down, come over to the other side, and do the same thing. So just like that. Now, if I pick this piece up in the middle and put it down, we go two over to the right, this block here should slide right in there like that. And actually, that's not the piece that I want. Sorry. We pick this piece up and put it back, because really the piece that I want is that piece. We're going to turn it like that. Okay, that's better. Alright, and then we'll grab this piece and put it back. We'll grab this small terrain block. We're going to set this in here like that. Another one like that. If you go diagonally over, this one sits there like that. And then we'll build the mountain around that. You can see what I mean about the rocky sides of that. There's no plant growth on that, but there's really not much you can do about that. Alright, so that looks pretty good. And then let's pick this piece up one more time, put it down. We're going to use this waterfall end over here. Put that right up there like that. So there's the waterfall, and the mountain's starting to climb upward. So that's the first level of the mountain. Now, the next level, let's grab this same piece, put this down, and we're going to bring this up, come right over here about like that. And yep, that's it exactly. Okay, do the same thing on the other side. And you want the right edge of this to be right on the edge of that mountain over there. And the same thing on the left side. You want that to be right over there. And you want the front of this to kind of be positioned there. And then once again, let's pick this piece up and put it back. We're going to scroll over to the left and pick this piece up. And we're going to place this right in there like that. Put two of them in there. And then we'll use the same piece to kind of put a backside to the cave here. Like that. So now we've created a nice little pocket in there, which is good. All right, pick this piece up again and put it down. We'll grab this narrow canyon wall. We're going to place this here like that on either side. And this is going to sit right up in there next to it on either side. And then two of these over here like that. And that's the next level. And then let's pick this piece up and put it down. We'll fit that in there like that. And we can use this over here like this. Okay, so there is that part of the slope. Now, I want to cover this up with a waterfall. Kind of make a hidden cave in there. And my problem is, if I pick this up and put it down, and we bring it over here, we run into a problem. We have those two pieces there that are going to be in the way. So let's set this out here. We're going to need to temporarily move these pieces out of the way. So we're going to slide these over. And I'm going to use a replayer to put this down. I think that's going to work easiest for me. That's the way that I've found to do this. That's the most reliable. Some people are able to use this trigger area and just cover the whole thing with the trigger area. And inside the trigger area, then you can put things where they don't normally go. And sometimes that works. But for me, sometimes it doesn't. And I find this way works the best consistently. So we'll put that there temporarily. And then I'm going to pick my waterfall piece up here again, put it down, just to get back to that part of the editor. And then we'll come over here out of Spark mode and out of the editor. I'm going to step on my replayer to get the menu in the lower right. On my Wii U, I press B to start recording, and then I got to step off to get back into the editor. And now I'm going to place my waterfall right up against those blocks, and I'm going to place it there like that. And then I'm going to exit out of the editor. We'll step on the replayer to get the menu again. I press B to stop recording and A to clear. Again, make sure you only press A one time or you'll corrupt that replayer. But now that the waterfall is not there, I can move these back. Slide those back over. Come back out of the editor. And go step on my replayer. Once I have the menu in the lower left, I press Y on my Wii U to play back. Again, only press that once or you'll corrupt that replayer. But as you can see, now the waterfall's there. It's not a problem. So I can delete that one out. And we can delete our replayer because we don't need that now. And there we go. Now we've got our waterfall going up the side of the mountain. And that looks pretty good. And that's it for the second level on the mountain. Now the third level, this is where things start to get interesting. So I can't use this piece because it's not going to sit up there, so we're going to have to go a little bit smaller, which means I need a wider base for the mountain. We got to use a flatter edge here, and I'm going to put this right here like that. And then we'll put a small piece on either side of that. And then we can use our canyon curve on the edge of that. Okay, so that's where that comes in. Once again, canyon wall. If you've positioned it right, this should be centered over top of that side like you see there. Put one on either side. Once again, the canyon curve. And then fill in that side of the hill, that side of the mountain. Alright, and there is the third level. Then we got to fill in the top of this. So to do that, let's grab this little block under here, put that back, and we're going to use this piece. We can place this in here like that, that one in there like that. And then it's just a matter of fitting in blocks around the rest of this. And it's not the prettiest, but it works. I don't think I've actually used that block. And I don't care about the height, so let's save a little bit of memory and use a block we're already using. I've used the terrain cube over at Skull Island, so there we go. There's the top of the mountain. Okay, and then for the peaks, Let's grab this one. We'll pick that up and put it down. We can reuse that up here since we're already using this piece, and putting another one down isn't going to use up as much memory as if we put down a completely different piece that we haven't already used. And let's put this like that. We're going to kind of center it on top of the hill like that on one side. And then we'll use this other one on this side. And can't really do it that way. Don't really want to do it that way, so we're looking at that or that, basically. And I think I had it in here like that. All right. So there is our mountain for the center of the island. And that looks really good. That really towers above the island, and I like that. All right, so at this point, the terrain is done, and all we have left are the plants and decorations. And that's going to take a while to put all that down, so I'm going to do that offline. And when I'm done, I'll come back and show you the pieces that I used, where I placed them, and where you can find them in the Toy Box Editor. Okay, I am back, and I finished adding all of the plants and decorations. So let me take you on a quick tour of what I've got, and I'll give you a good look at these. So these little trees here, these are the 2 palm trees out of the plants drawer, pirate palms, which we used recently in our Pirates of the Caribbean ride. You can kind of see how they're positioned. And all of these plants here are the first 9 pieces in the customizable, the first customizable pieces in the plants drawer, the first 9 pieces. Eventually I'll figure out what I'm saying. Alright, so I'll give you a good look at these. You can see which ones I used and where I placed them. And I also added some edging along here. These are the terrain edging pieces out of the terrain drawer, and they're styled with the Neverland theme. And I placed these along here like you see, just to kind of make that a little less harsh of a transition. You can see where I've placed the trees and how I've oriented them. And that plant cluster there. If you want, you can place some more of those terrain edging pieces along here. I don't have the memory for that, so I'm not doing that. Got these pieces over here. Those pieces along there. Don't forget this little guide in that corner there. Some more edging pieces over here, styled with the Carburetor County theme from here. That blends that into the grass there nicely. Alright, before we move inland too far, let's continue around the perimeter of Cannibal Cove. And again, there's more edging along here. You can see how the trees are oriented and how they're placed. You can note the terrain seams. And again, feel free to pause this along the way so you can get a good look at things if you're building this on your own. Got some palms in the middle there. Another one of these pieces over here. A lone palm up here. And another one up here by the rope. Alright, let's continue around the perimeter of the island. We have a piece over here and a couple of these pieces along this side. And these plants with the flat edge. You can see how those are oriented. Up top we have those. Now this piece here, this piece of terrain, I had placed down this one and this one. This is actually the wrong piece here. That's the one that slopes all the way down. And I'm going to pick this up. What I really want is that piece, the large corner slope. So you want to make that little correction. And that looks a little bit better. Over here we have some more plants. Again, note the terrain seams. That one sits in there like that. This one straddles the terrain seam that's there, and it's up as close as I can get to the cliff. That one sits over there like that. These sit over here. That one. And before we go around to the front, let's look up here around Pan's hideout. So I've placed a few more plants up here. Make sure you leave enough room here for them when they climb up that cliff to come out on top without running into a plant. Alright, continue around. So coming over here, we have these plants like you see. And then again, these are positioned over here. I think I already showed you these. Up here on this first level, we have two plants like that. The next level, we have two plants like that. And then up here, two plants like you see there. On this side, those two, with this one sitting down here. That one sitting in there. This one sitting like that. And this one over here on the side like that. And so that's pretty much all of the plants. There's not a lot of them, but it's going to look like a lot once we style them. And let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to theme all on these terrain pieces. What that's going to mean, though, I think it's going to be faster to do it this way than to do them individually. What it means is we're going to lose this one. But we'll come back and retheme that one in a moment. So let's go ahead and select one of these. We're going to find the Neverland pieces. I'm going to theme all. Are you sure? Yes. All right, and then this one we need to change back to Groot's Roots. Which I did drop that power disc down earlier, so I'll apply that. Alright, and there is Neverland. And that just looks really, really good. I like how that turned out. Alright, next thing we need is Captain Hook's pirate ship. That's got to sit here in the bay. You find that under the set pieces. It's the pirate ship with cannons. That's what I'm going to use. And it's not going to let me put this in here. I had placed this earlier and took it out, and one of the problems with that is that it thinks the piece is still here. So I guess we'll put this in after I reload the toy box next time. See, if I'm moving around in here, it's actually not here. So that's one of the little bugs with that. So we'll place that next time. And with that, the build exercise for Neverland is done. You can use this part of the build for your own Peter Pan adventures in Neverland if you want. It's a great toy box to play around in. Next time I'll build the room where you first enter this toy box from Fantasyland. That's the children's bedroom in the Darling House, and that'll be the last thing I need to build for this ride. Until then, I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you're enjoying this build. If so, leave a comment and let me know what you think of my version of Neverland. Also, before you go, I'd be grateful if you'd hit the like button. You can also subscribe to my channel by clicking my photo in the lower right corner of this video. That's all for me today. Take care.